as it relates to our demand for accountability. When it comes to Chicago police, they have not had a contract since 2017. Can you imagine? They've been able to do them for the last 5 years. And what has happened? Those of us that have been kissed by the sun, the police have put targets on our back. The police, they no longer serve and protect black and brown people. They pursue and execute us. So here's what we're looking for. The FOP want to make this contract about money and about overtime and rate increases. What we demand as a community, we demand accountability. Number one is that we want to be able to anonymously complain about the police. If you got a complaint about the police today, not only do they get to know who you are, you don't get to know who they are, and then you have to sign a sworn affidavit. And then on top of that, the police have 48 hours to change their mind. Can you imagine being caught in a lie and then having 2 days to cover up your own lie? So we do not trust the blue-eyed fox to guard the colored hen house. We are asking with this contract, we are asking for 40 things. And the 40 things that we are asking for is all about accountability. Don't destroy the records after 5 years. Who does that? Oh, we can't go back 5 years to figure out how you get down. How many black and brown people are in the penitentiary based on their history? That's why judges determine if they're going to set bail, how lenient you're going to be. So why not these rules don't apply to the police? We must be ever vigilant, brothers and sisters, because there must be a contract. My job as a police accountability advocate is making sure those racist killer cops are playing basketball in Pelican Bay.
Fourth daughter right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean it.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that? Pelican Bay.
Say Pelican Bay.
Pelican Bay.
Put the flags up.
Hey, Mark, you want to say something? When Mark come up, you're going to have a few minutes, and then we're going to start the teaching.
Say rest in peace, Mark Allen. Up
Make
in this
some
bitch.
noise.
Woo, what up, Mark?
Make some noise.
Okay then. Make some more.
Say
You're looking
F12.
at a person at the age of 16 years old taken to a police station and tortured. Back in
Turn that upside right way.
1981, I was taken to Area 3 violent crimes and
Right there. Let me hold
tortured.
that.
The FOP, they have been thugs. They have terrorized us. They have stolen from us. We have had mayors. We have had aldermen. We have had politicians that have favored these individuals to terrorize our people. I say that ain't right. You know why it's not right? It's not right because we have a lack of mental health facilities in our communities. It's not right that when men and women go to prison that they cannot return back into this society and find a job. If little Timmy robbed you because he was a robber when he went to prison, now when he returns, he's still a robber. What did the prison system do? It committed acts of genocide. It terrorized us. Now we have a mayor that she wants us all to believe that she looks like us, but she does not act like us. She sat in this building and she literally covered up hundreds of police torture complaints under the Office of Professional Standards. Where is justice? We still have over 100 men and women still languishing behind our prison walls. It ain't right.
That shit ain't right.
It ain't right anytime a police department is able to suck up all of the and the people suffer. Me being 16 years old, losing 28 years of my life to a crooked criminal justice system, sentenced to 4 natural lives and called a monster. All because members of the Chicago Police Department wanted to play games with my genitals and testicles. It is not right. It is not right that your fathers, that your uncles, that your aunts, and that your children have to suffer behind prison walls, and when they come out, they can't live with you. Let me tell you, the FOP has terrorized us. The FOP has lied on us. The FOP has a hit list against us. And when we tell you, we must rise and we must shine and we must fight together against this crooked criminal justice system. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the opportunity and coming out. The Chicago Torture Justice Center in Chicago is historical. We fought for that, so that when, guess what, you are terrorized by members of the police department, you can come and you can get yourself some type of treatment. So thank you, I love you, and God bless you.
All right. Y'all hear that man singing her? If y'all can't, come on out here. Let's get a police station on 35th.
Say,
Man, it's
I
warm.
really don't like using bikes because I like project. I gave you a script to project, so you can say you use bikes, but I like project. So if you can hear me say, yeah, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Say, yeah, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Say, go to work.
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 They're going to get this work.
Alright, I'm leaving the affirmations and speaking stuff into light, into the atmosphere, right? What I live for is speaking things and watching things manifest. What I even live for even more as a black man and being in this struggle for years, right? Is looking at their faces when I start speaking because they know how I'm going to teach y'all. I live for that. It's like a hunger inside me that just really just live for that. I live for that. I love it. I love seeing their faces when they see young black people coming to learn about policy. I love when they see people from South Shore neighborhood to come learn about policy. Or anywhere in the city of Chicago to come learn about policy. I said, I love that. Say, I love that.
I love that.
I love that.
I love that.
Say, go to work.
Go to work.
All right, let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
Say, reimagine.
Reimagine.
FOP.
FOP.
Reimagine.
Reimagine.
FOP.
FOP.
Reimagine.
Reimagine.
FOP.
FOP.
So let's reimagine it, right?
Let's reimagine it.
So we need to reimagine like what a just FOP contract really looks like. Because right now, a just FOP contract, it doesn't look good. First thing first, this contract is one of many contractual agreements that the Chicago Police Department has with the city, one of the unions, right? Say 4 contracts.
4 contracts.
4 contracts.
4 contracts.
So it's 4 different contracts that the police got, right? It's the patrol,
Patrol.
it's the captains, it's the
Practice.
sergeants, and it's lieutenants.
Lieutenants.
Say patrol,
Patrol.
the captains,
The captains.
sergeants,
The sergeants.
and the lieutenants.
And the lieutenants.
All right, so we going after the patrol. Say we going after the patrol.
We going after the
Going
patrol.
after the patrol.
We going after the patrol.
Going after the blue shirts.
We going after the blue shirts.
Going after the blue shirts.
We going after the blue shirts.
Here's the thing about the blue shirts, right?
Let's go.
Say right. I gotta teach. I gotta talk back to you, man.
Let's go.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Blue shirts say they make up 8,500. Say they make up 8,500.
They make up
They
8,500.
ain't 8,500 deep.
8,500 deep.
But in Chicago, when it's black skin, we a million deep. So
A million. A million.
that's just food for thought. That's what we didn't know. Y'all can go back there later and digest that. When y'all really ready trying to make some noise, y'all go digest that. The patrol union makes up 8,500 officers. That's 8,500 officers that this contract governs. That means this contract gives 8,500 officers the right to shoot you, exercise and practice misconduct without any accountability. Or not enough accountability. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
See, we gonna change that. And we gonna break down this contract and educate our community. Because we need to learn, we already know about protesting, but but we need to learn about policy. Say policy.
Policy.
Say policy.
Policy.
See, we gonna change the policy, and that's what we gonna focus on today. So when we talk about this FOP contract, and we go to our first slide, the first thing that we need to know, right,
Let me get over here.
is that the
Get over
DOJ, the Department of Justice came and they did an investigation into the Chicago Police Department, right? Somebody say
What's
Laquan
up, Mark?
McDonald. So when Laquan got shot,
Good
the
job.
Department of Justice came and did an investigation on the police department. This is the federal government. The federal government said that this is a racist. This is a racist institution.
Facts.
This is a racist organization.
Facts.
This is a racist police department. Right? That have been violating the rights of black and brown people for not months, not days, not weeks, not just years, but decades. Say decades.
Decades. Centuries.
They have been violating our rights as black people, as brown people, as residents of the city of Chicago. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
You violating our rights, and you just getting away with it, right? But for a long time, I used to wonder how was they getting away with it. We'd be 1,000. I'd have been up here, it's been 100 of us. I'd have been up here, and it's been 1,000 of us. But each time I come up here, I always watch the police smile and smirk. Even though in my heart, I was dead serious. We was dead serious. They didn't have the looks that they got now because we figured it out.
That's right, baby. You better give it to
See, they knew that they were protected.
That's right.
And they protected by this contract. So they protected by this contract.
They protected by this contract.
We got to reimagine this contract. So anyways, when we got to the DOJ came and said this is a racist institution. See, the thing about that, though, even though that you decreed and you declared, right, that it's racist people on this institution, that didn't get them off of the police department. You understand me? So it's racist police. Even after that came out, that's still on the force.
Still on the floor.
It's police that have literally 30, 40, 50, 100 complaints, and they're still on payroll right now. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
And this is what we're gonna do. Go to the next slide. Right? These are the type of things that's what's wrong with the contract. It makes it hard to identify police misconduct. It makes it too easy for police officers to lie about this conduct. We're going to talk about that. Requires officers to ignore and destroy evidence of misconduct. It makes it hard to investigate and be transparent about misconduct. And number 5, which I hate the most, is it allows repeat abusers to cost taxpayers money without accountability. I don't hate that the most because of the money part. I hate that the most because it allows habitual offenses.
Yeah.
Say habitual.
Habitual.
Say habitual.
Habitual.
See, what it is that they let these officers with 30, 40, 50 complaints stay on the force. And they inflict injury on each one of us. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Go to the next slide. So these are some of the solutions. These are some of, these are 3 of many that we have to point out. That's what's wrong with it, right? We're going to touch on sworn affidavits. We're gonna touch on the 24-hour rule, and we're going to touch on the use of disciplinary record. Go to the next slide. So if we're talking about complaints, right? Say sworn affidavit.
Sworn affidavit.
Sworn affidavit.
Sworn affidavits, Will.
I got your ears, I love that. Alright, so when a police do something to you, and you go to COPA, say go to COPA.
Go to COPA.
Say go to COPA. When you go to COPA, you have to sign something called a sworn affidavit. Say sworn affidavit.
Sworn
The
affidavit.
thing that's problematic about this sworn affidavit, right, is that it requires us to swear under oath with our identity that the police did something to us. So they come into our community, afflict injury, and then when we gonna have to go and hold them accountable, we gotta sign a sworn affidavit with our identity, right? See, I can't speak for everybody, but in my neighborhood, the police come harass us. They harass us. They come and harass us. This one affidavit has to go. It has to go. We need to make sure that the contract says the sworn affidavit policy has to be abolished.
Scratch that shit, Will.
In order for an investigation to continue, you gotta sign an affidavit. Even if it's on dash cam, even if you got video footage, you gotta sign a sworn affidavit just so COPA can further their investigation. To say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
And number 6, you can see statistics. Statistics. 58%, y'all, of the 17,000 complaints filed over a 4-year period were not fully investigated because they didn't have any sworn affidavits. That means if the police do something to us, even if it's credible and legit, if we don't sign a sworn affidavit with our information on it, they're not going to investigate. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say the affidavit's gotta go. The affidavit's gotta go. All right, 24-hour rule. This is crazy. Because I don't know how a public servant, somebody who's deemed to work for us, has these type of luxuries, and even private citizens don't. If the police shoot one of us, they ain't gotta say nothing about it for like a day, 2 days, until they get their story together. If they come over here in our hood and pop one of us, it's a contractual agreement that they ain't gotta say nothing about it until their union rep come and represent them. And they can wait up to 24 hours. When it was IPRA, say IPRA.
IPRA.
When it was IPRA, say IPRA.
IPRA.
When it was IPRA, they used to wait weeks. They used to go weeks without investigating a police shooting. And sometimes months without investigating a police shooting. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That's not right.
That's not right.
All right. Number 8 on the 24-hour rule. It say during that time there is no requirement for the officers to be separated. Delays make it easier to lie and corroborate their stories.
Facts.
I'll tell you a story. It was a young man. He was walking away from the police. They shot him 16 times, right? The officer that shot him got with his co-partners, right? Because of this rule, he got with their co-partners and they falsified the police report. Say falsified.
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 They falsified the police report because of this rule. Because it's a contractual agreement with the city of Chicago and the Blue Shirt Union that say if you pop one of us, you can not only have a day to think about it, but you can go with your counterparts and get y'all story together. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Number 9, talk about what I just said. In the case of the shooting of Laquan McDonald, several officers gave remarkably similar statements that were all proven false by video evidence. Thank God that we was able to get the dash cam out, right? Because if we wasn't able to get that dash cam out, it would have been their word against our witnesses. You get what I'm saying? And that's not an isolated incident. This ain't just one time the police did something. This is just one time they got caught on camera. And that's what you gotta understand. This is one time that the police got caught on camera red-handed. And they could not deny it. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
All right, the youth support, I definitely want to talk about this in the contract too when we bring it up.
Let's go, Will.
The DOJ recognizes the FOP contract undermines the effectiveness of CPD's accountability process. And it's basically, what that means is everything that we've been talking about, even the Department of Justice, the federal government has said the police union contract is how they get away with all this misconduct. This is the federal government came in that investigated the police and said it's because of their contract. This is how they get away with it. This is how they get away with it. The FOP Large Segment Patrol Union contract. It's so crazy they call patrol unions because slave patrols, but we're going to touch on that later.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I go to the next one. Go to the next one. All right, so look. That is disrespectful. Y'all go back. Alright, so look. So a part of my teaching, this is the bulk of the information. This is where you get all the meat and potatoes at right here. This is where you get the meat and potatoes of why they really corrupt, why they really doing the things that they doing, and how much it's affecting us, right? So let's go to the first one. Click FOP contract.
Look at y'all. Check this out. It's the demo right here. It's the business.
No, go to the whole contract. Oh, you think it's gonna cut out? All right, you can exit out. All right, go to that. So this one gonna do that too? Because that's in white. All right, now go to the contract. Let's just try it. All right, this is the contract in its entirety. If you scroll up, it got 33 different articles in their union, right? Say Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
This is Article 6 and their Bill of Rights. This is how they get away with whatever they're doing. This is what we need to focus on as a community. It's the Bill of Rights and Article 6. This is what we need to focus on in our community if we gonna change the culture. Listen, a consent decree not gonna do it. The superintendent enacting reforms not gonna do it. A new mayor is definitely not gonna do it. This is how we're gonna change the culture of Chicago Police Department.
Look, when I go on that, it's red lines pop up, y'all. Look, I go here,
in the Bill
go
of
there,
Rights.
they go red lines
Article
popping up.
6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
So y'all can read this in its entirety, but this will be available and made available on the Reimagine website or hitthehood.com/reimagine. We're gonna make sure all this available. You can read the entire contract in its entirety, but Article 6 is what you want to focus on the most. Say Article 6.
Article 6.
All right, let's go to the next resource now. Focus on Article 6, FOP Rules of Conduct. This is some other stuff. This is some very interesting information. Now, this is for the entire Chicago Police Department. This is the rules of conduct for the entire police department. If we go to Article 5 on this one. Now, this dictates the conduct of all Chicago police officers. No matter if you're a blue shirt, no matter if you're a white shirt, no matter who you are. This right here, this dictates the conduct of all of them. So if we go to Article 5 inside this, Article 5, right there.
Rules of conduct.
Right? You can go in here and see the rules of conduct.
Oh, yours
of
doing that
Chicago
too,
police
huh?
officers.
When you go
Say
on
it
that
ain't
sort of
a game.
line.
Say it ain't a game.
Yeah, so
See, I love it.
it's a long story, but it's the frame rate in which it's
This is how you
So
hold
this is
any Chicago police
zebras
officers
on it,
accountable.
but
Because they have
shooting
55, say 55 rules of conduct that they must abide by. There's 55 rules of conduct that every Chicago police officer is supposed to abide by.
55 rules. 55.
All right, go to rule number 8. Rule number 8 says something like, no disrespect or maltreatment of any person while on off duty. How many people, by raise your hand, class, how many people have been disrespected by Chicago Police Department on and off duty? Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
They violate Rule 8. So when they pull up,
Everybody raise their hand. That shit
you
crazy.
tell them Rule 8, you out of body, sir. Rule 8, you out of body, sir. See, I was in the mob. We used to have that rules and laws when somebody was out of body. See, Rule 8, you out of body, sir. Part of body, you out of body. Rule 8. You gotta learn that laws, you gotta learn that rules and use them against them. Go to rule number 14. Rule
Yeah.
14. Making a false report, written or oral.
Definitely done that to me.
Rule number 14. When they lie, when you lie, you die. That's a rule. When they lie, that's Rule 14. If you know they lie and you can prove it, you say that's a Rule 14 violation. You go to COPA, you go to IAD, you hold them accountable. Say hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable.
Let's go to rule number 36. Hold on, Rule 15. Intoxication on or off duty. I didn't even know that. If they're police, they're not supposed to be intoxicated on or off duty.
Drop all their ass. Drug test all of them.
I didn't even know that.
They look hot now.
I didn't even know that. Intoxication on or off duty. That's number 15. They ain't supposed to get wasted even if they off the clock.
Catch their ass in the bar and
Even
film
if
them.
they off the clock, they ain't even supposed to get wasted.
They be getting blitzed.
Say Rule 15.
Rule 15.
Rule 15.
Rule 15.
Scroll up some more. Administrator 34, 36, 38. Unlawful or unnecessary use or display of a weapon. How many times have you been in your community and you watch the Slickers,
Ronnie
the
boy.
Jump Out Boys,
What up, Ronnie
the Tech
boy?
Unit, Gang Org, whatever,
hop out with their tool in their hand for no reason. With no reason.
21 Jump Street.
With no reason.
Yeah, they do.
They just hop out.
Jump Street do.
They just hop out. They just hop out with their guns for no reason.
Yeah, they do.
It ain't even gotta be just their guns. They can hop out with pepper spray, with their taser. See, this is a weapon. This is a weapon.
Let me see that.
A billy club. So when we outside and they bouncing that billy club and baton, that's unnecessary.
Show is.
Peaceful people, that's unnecessary.
Show is.
You in violation of Rule 38, sir. Ma'am, officer, you in violation of Rule 38. Unnecessary. Say unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Say unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Rule 55. I want y'all to learn all these. We gotta know what we need to know. Rule 55. Some of this stuff is real important. All of it is important to hold them accountable, but some are more extreme than others and less extreme. Rule 55. Rule 55. Holding a cigarette, cigar, or pipe while in uniform or in official contact with the public. How many times have y'all seen a police smoke a cigar? Smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, it's a police name,
tobacco.
Cigar West.
You understand what
His
I'm
name
saying?
is Cigar.
I didn't even know
Because
this
he
was
keep a cigar.
I didn't
hell
even know
yeah.
this was a rule. Rule 55 said you can't smoke no squares on uniform, sir.
Right.
You can't smoke no cigar on uniform, sir. Put that out.
Exactly.
You see them say, put that out.
Put that out.
Say, put that out.
Put that out.
And if you want to get real greasy, you videotape them. They want to act arrogant. You videotape them, send it to Copa. Hashtag Rule 55.
Hashtag Rule
Hashtag Rule
55.
55. Anything you see something wrong, we're going to create an app. You're going to record it. It's going to go straight to Copa. And you hashtag any rule that they're violating.
Let's go, Will.
So if you see them doing something like that, you hashtag Rule 55. Say hashtag Rule 55.
Hashtag Rule 55.
I need all of us to learn these rules of conduct. This is important. This is how you hold them accountable. It's some things in there that I didn't even know about. That like the intoxication on and off duty. I didn't know about that. I had to read this thing from top to bottom. And there's some more things, but those are just several that I wanted to point out. That was like macro and micro for us to understand. All right? So they reimagine.
Reimagine. Reimagine.
All right, so this one is really important. The Citizens Data Project. The Citizens Data Project. So if you go in here, when you go in here and you the Citizens Data Project with this product. So when you go in here and you click this, and you go in here, this portal, say Jamie Calvin.
Jamie Calvin.
Jamie Calvin is a journalist. He's the one that helped me find out that Laquan got shot 16 times by requesting an autopsy. So he's a journalist. Him and his organization created this website. This website, will allow you to figure out what type of officers you got in your neighborhood. You understand? This one website will allow you to know what type of officers you got in your neighborhood. They so shook. I love it. Man, I love it.
Got him.
All right, so look. So I use this at the last. I use this at the last teach-in, right? So we're gonna do a practice run. Somebody say Glenn Evans.
Glenn Evans.
Say Glenn Evans.
Glenn Evans.
So we're gonna type in Glenn Evans' name, right? Right?
Yeah, I remember him. I remember
Click
him.
Glenn Evans' name. Click his name, please. And when you pull up Glenn Evans' name and you type this in, my mic went out. When you type Glenn Evans' name in, when you type Glenn Evans' name in, his profile come up. You got Glenn Evans, his year of birth, his race, his sex, his badge numbers, right? The reason why he got 4 different badge numbers is why. Who can say? Hold up.
Why? Huh?
Because he's been promoted.
They keep changing when he get in control.
That's very good. What's another? Why you think he got 4?
Different positions.
He got who?
Different positions. He got who? He was different positions.
He got different positions. He got promoted. He got 4 different badge or star numbers. You know why? Because he got promoted. He went from patrol to the blue shirt. They didn't stop him there. He was raising terror as a blue shirt. They said that wasn't enough. Go be a sergeant. He started raising terror as a sergeant. That wasn't enough. Go be a captain. Right? That wasn't enough. They promoted him to a commander. Say that ain't right. Say that ain't right.
Fucked up.
So let me give you a little more demo about Glenn Evans, right? Glenn Evans was charged in 2014, right? That's my boy T.O. He can contest to this because he the one who really brought this to my attention about the history of Glenn Evans.
Salute to the gov.
Right? Glenn Evans was chasing somebody
Come on, Will.
one day, right?
Come on, Will.
He chasing him, right, bro? He grabbed him. He chased him into a bando. He chased him in the trap or whatever. He chased him in the bando.
Come on, Will.
He grabbed him, Tumbo, stuck his gun in his mouth, took his service weapon out, put it in his mouth. I don't mean just to his lip, I mean in his throat.
He busted his grill.
Busted, wide open, right? To the point the man couldn't breathe, right? This before Aragon. He was saying, Lily, I can't breathe, right? The guy, the subject, I'm not gonna call him a suspect, but the subject, the gentleman who this happened to, he tells his lawyers, right? His lawyers go tell the state's attorney office, or IAD, right? They come and come check for his service weapon. They're like, man, let us see your pistol. They bring his pistol, right, bro?
Yep.
They swab it for DNA evidence.
Yep.
The DNA in the pistol
Yep.
matches the man's mouth he put the gun in.
Wow.
You understand? He caught, right? You think, right? You think he caught red-handed, right? Say, what happened, Will?
What happened, Will?
Tell y'all.
What happened?
So, the state's attorney pressed charges on him for like aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, right? Let me tell you how important like picking judges say we gotta get the right judges in.
We got to get the right judges
We
in
gotta get the wrong judges out.
and get the wrong judges out.
So we go up here to court and the judge say, you know what? Even though the DNA evidence from his pistol matches this young man's mouth, that's still not enough evidence to convict him.
Wow.
As a result of that, she dismisses the case. Now, mind you, right? Mind you, I like your body work. I like that. I like that young comfortable. So mind you, right? He don't go and tell Glenn later, like, they talking about you. Right?
Fuck Glenn.
So mind you, he's a commander. When he did that with the pistol, he was a commander, right? So he was waiting. He couldn't work because he was fighting the charge. So he beat the case, right?
How he beat the case?
The system.
How?
When he beat the case, right? He goes back to court. He goes back to work, right? And say Copa made the recommendation to separate him from the department. So when Copa make a recommendation, it goes to the police superintendent, okay? Let me give y'all this structure. When Copa makes a recommendation, whether the police should be disciplined or not, it goes to the superintendent. When it goes to the superintendent, he or she is a he now, has always been a he, matter of fact. But he has to say yes or no to that recommendation. So me and Eddie, I love Eddie, but we fell out over this. Eddie said, nah. Eddie said, no, he shouldn't be terminated. So then it went to the police board. When the superintendent and Copa can't agree on the disciplinary action, it goes to the police board. Say police board.
Police board.
It's a 7-member panel right here every third Thursday. That's why I picked today to come, right? We used to come here for months, if not years, trying to hold them accountable. Long story short, right? So the police board said, police board took a vote to whether or not to keep him or not. What you think they did?
Cap his ass.
They voted to keep him. So you got somebody who put their gun in somebody's mouth, right? Put their gun in somebody's mouth and y'all chose to keep them on the force. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Let's go deeper on Glenn Evans.
What they do?
Let's go deeper. If you enlarge this, enlarge this. 132 allegations. That's how many allegations that he has against him. Glenn Evans have 132 allegations against him. I don't know. Listen, bro. Listen, please tell me, bro. If you know somebody hiring, let me know what organization, what institution, bro, can you work for with 132 allegations against you?
The police department.
And you still stay employed.
The police department.
132. How can y'all in good conscience support that? Don't give me hype. 132 allegations, right? 132 allegations. Let me show y'all something else. Out of 132 allegations, 12 was sustained. Out of 132 allegations, 12 was sustained. Out of 132, that's less than 10%. That's less than 10%, right? And then scroll over, administrator. Use of force. 21 complaints for use of force. So not only did you have 132 allegations, but you put your hands on somebody at least 21 times.
21 times.
You put your hands on
21
somebody.
times.
You put your hands on somebody at least 21 times.
And that's just the ones who reported.
How much you made?
And 21 times. I'm going to get to that. And this is what I want y'all. This is when we're talking about critical thinking. I want all us to put our critical thinking hat on. Say, touch your hat like this. Touch your hat like this. Because y'all critical thinkers. I speak that over you right now, right? When you enlarge a little bit, so you can see. So 132 allegations right there. So this is what we're critically thinking. Out of 132 allegations, you got to think. These are just the people who took time to go make the complaint.
And it's a difficult process.
These are just 132 people who went down to make a complaint. Because the complaint office is on Chicago and Ashland. That's where the COPA office is at.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So if I live in if I live in the Gardens on 130th, I got kids, I got a wife, I got bills, I got other obligations. Do you think it's that easy for me to travel from 130th? Or if I gotta work, or if I got school, or whatever life issues I got, these are just 132 people that took time out or had the time to go out. So if we're critically thinking, it's way more. Say way more.
Way more.
Say it's way more.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
So even with that, look at this. Right now he's a lieutenant of police. And we scroll over and look over here. We enlarge this. This is how much he made. $125,000.
That's a damn shame.
$125, he said.
Nah, he make 125 racks a year.
It's still on the force.
$1,000.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying? $125,000 a year. Right now, he's an active police career, July 14th, 86 to present. He's an active police, a lieutenant, with 132 allegations against him, 12 sustained, and he had a criminal court case. And he's still on the force making $125,000 a year. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Say defund.
Defund.
Say defund.
Defund.
I thought you would never say that. No, let's do it. Let's explore that.
Defund
Let's look for one more though. Let's look for one more. Let's put Brown. I'm gonna use this, especially so Aaron, people like Aaron can use it for his youth. Monse can use it for her youth. Cornelius Brown. Click that, please. So that's why this was important to me. Now remember, you could use this site to look up any police officer. So if we wanted to, we could go put their badges right now, each and every last one of their badges, and look at their complaint. And look at their complaint record. We can see they rank, we can see when they got on the force, and we can see how much money they made. All right? So they stay informed.
Stay informed.
So this one, Cornelius Brown, bro. This one is why it's so crazy. Because look what district he in. That's our district.
Right, that's our district. That's our district. That's right, expose his ass. Right, that's State to Lake.
And look, what's his rank? What's his rank? He a sergeant. And look, he black.
Right, he black.
He black. How much he made? So you mean to tell me, with how many allegations he got against him? 67? Make this larger so they can see it in the back. 67? Are you willing to keep somebody on your payroll with 67 allegations?
No.
Now y'all gotta talk to me. Are you willing to keep somebody on payroll with 67 allegations?
No.
Say
No. No.
Say no.
No.
Say
Hell no.
We not keeping him. So when we talk about defund the police, this is what we saying. It's no reason why somebody like him with 67 allegations or Glenn Evans with 132 allegations, both of them combined taking up $220,000 of the budget.
$250,000.
$250,000 between those two. And you're not even serving the public. You abusing the public. Say defund.
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 This is what we're talking about.
Defund. Defund.
No reason why officers like that should be on the police department. Getting that type of money. There's no reason why they should be on the Chicago Police Department, and you and I, they raise taxes on us. I'm surprised they ain't taxed us to sleep yet.
Who was that? Kenneth Mansfield talking? Kenneth Mansfield. Do you know who brought drugs and guns into the black community? Google that on YouTube and tell me who brought guns and drugs into our community. And comment on that, fam.
Available to everybody. We're going to put this on the app. I'm going to tell you.
We out here educating each other.
We're going to get this on the app. We're going to make sure that people
against these corrupt
in all the
beasts
community is able, anytime the police stop you, you can put their information inside this, and you can see what type of officer you got. Oh, I'm sorry. Go down a little bit. It gives you all this information. Make this a little bigger. Use of force. Go down. Scroll. Use of force. False arrest. Keep going. Use of force. Illegal search. Lockup procedure. Use of force. Use of force. Use of force. Use of force. Use of force.
That's how he got promoted. All them damn complaints.
You get to see what type of person, what type of animal, what type of animal, what type of animal. And listen, you think when the police stop you and they a blue shirt, that you be like, man, I want to see a supervisor. So you ask for a white shirt, right? A white shirt ride up, this is what you get.
Right.
A white shirt ride up, this is what you get. A white shirt ride up, this is what you get. So it's not just a patrol officer problem, it's a cultural problem.
Facts.
You understand me? It's the Chicago Police Department culture. You get a blue shirt, you got drama with the blue shirt, you like, man, go give me your supervisor. This your supervisor. 67 allegations. 20-something you support.
Okay, my brother Ken, I thought you was trolling on here, trying to say something negative about what we doing.
Say defund.
We know black on black crime exists, and we know who fought black on black crime is too. Our children are not born as gangbangers and drug dealers. They become that way, getting caught up in the system.
Use of force issue it was, or whatever.
That's true, Jenny. That's true.
It had the logistics on it, on where it was, etc., etc. Let's go to the money piece. Say defund. Defund.
Right, you're right, Jenny. That's right. We all against negative shit. Period.
Okay. So this is a portal, right? That the Chicago Reporter put out. See, when we talking about defunding the police, a lot of people think that's talking about dismantling. But
right, teach, brother. Teach.
If I got a corporation and this arm of the corporation is not servicing the people that we trying to service, not only are you not servicing them, but you costing us money because when you do something to them, they sue us.
Right. Brianna just got $12 million.
They sue us. So not only you're not doing your job, but they sue us. They're going to go get the big boss. They like Callaway up there talking their talk.
Hey, y'all.
So they
oink,
sue
oink,
us, right?
oink,
They sue us. This is why we're saying defund the police. Because in the past 10 years, say $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Say $1 billion.
$1 billion with a B.
$1 billion.
A bill ticket.
Police conduct settlements have been
A billion. A bill ticket.
$1 billion in police misconduct suits have been issued out. So that's a problem.
And what, one conviction?
So that ain't right.
What, one conviction out of all
that
that?
ain't right.
It's crazy.
So when you go on this Chicago Reporter website and you can start looking at people's names, you can start searching by people's names. If you go like to the left-hand corner on the website, you can type in people's names. Say defund.
Defund.
Say defund.
Defund.
So if you type in and we type in Evans, EVANS, blue, Glenn Evans, found them.
There you go.
Look at that.
There you go.
Now you just click them. This how much in suits he done cost the city. You making $125,000,
Nah,
right?
get rid of the
You
crooked
making
police
100,
that's
this is
defund
what
the
we
police.
said, defund.
And we gonna wake up and police
Don't let no
ourselves. We
media
ain't gonna all
trick
go out and kill nothing.
Don't let no media trick
People
you
killing
with
people with the
defund. This is
police.
what we talking about
Chicago got an 80%
You getting
unsolved murder rate with the police.
$125,000.
Police
And you
existing ain't stopping no damn killing.
266.
They doing a lot of killing.
You got 132 allegations against you, and you done cost me 266. Stop, man, get out. Get out. Get out. It should be nothing to talk about. What? This is what we talking about when we talking about defund. There's no company.
The police
there's no
are criminals.
institution,
What you mean
there's
only
no
criminals dislike the
organization
police,
in
Steve?
corporate
The police are
America,
criminals.
y'all.
You ain't watching
I
this
work in the
live?
private sector, the corporate sector.
All us out here say the
public,
police
dog.
criminals,
I've
period.
never seen no organization.
All of us out
that
here
will
say that.
allow you to have that many allegations.
They're criminals,
and still compensate
period.
you. Not only do they compensate you, there's room for promotion.
Right, you get promoted for misconduct.
You get promoted for misconduct.
Teach,
And
brother.
The more they do wrong,
Teach, brother.
the
Teach,
more
brother.
power they give them.
George Burns tortured that brother that's out
The
here.
more wrong that they do, the more power that they give them. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
266, 500. Go to Brown. Type in Brown.
Right, individually bonded is a good idea, Kevin.
Right here.
This is what we talking about, boots on the ground. Stay informed, real information and education.
Cornelius
Know what
Brown,
we fighting against.
right?
This is what we fighting against, fam.
I'm just give me like 10 more minutes. I got something I really want to show y'all. Right? Cornelius Brown, $107,000 right now. That's how much he make as a sergeant, right? He's getting right now 150. He done cost us $152,000. So him combined with Glenn Evans, y'all making like $250,000, right? Already between y'all two knuckleheads, and on top of that, you done cost us almost $500,000. Why?
Committing crimes. Committing crimes.
It's practical and it's logical. Don't let the media send you off. Don't let nobody send you
Right.
off. Don't roll that up, bro. Give it to somebody else to hold. We don't roll that up. All right, go to the contract.
They said bring it down here. We gonna hold it. Bring it down here. We got it. Let it get some air on this end. We want it down here.
Say Article 6.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Article 6.
I'm gonna break this down for y'all. This gonna be it. I just really, is this informative for you all? Is this informative for you all?
Man, you snap, Will. Let them get that work, baby.
Hey,
Let's get this work. Let's get this work.
I really do, but I can't tell y'all how much satisfaction it just gives me watching the officers be uncomfortable. Now that's the part I love the most. I love that more
They
than
should be out
anything.
here killing
I
people.
love that. All right, so this is the Bill of Rights. Say Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Say Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Yeah, Article 6.
Article
Say
6.
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Article 6.
Article 6.
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Article 6.
Article
They
6.
changed that. They changed
Man, where the
that.
good cops at going against people like Glenn and Cornelius, who we just put on this video? How you a good cop and you ain't challenging them chumps on your team?
Listen to me.
Unfold,
it's
Will.
only 6 pages long. They got all that type of power worth of 6 pages in ink. Y'all do more scrolling on Facebook on the daily than that. Y'all can read that and decipher this like it's nothing. I read this in an hour. It only took me that long because I had to stop because I was so disgusted. You understand? This is not a long read, y'all. We have to read this and break this down. Say, break it down.
Break it down.
We're going to break it down.
Break it down.
So this letter D right here, right? If you enlarge that for me, administrator. See, this is something that says, like right there, perfect. Unless the superintendent of police specifically authorizes in writing, right? No complaint or allegation of any misconduct concerning any incident or any event which have occurred 5 years prior to the date of the complaint can be reinvestigated or reopened after 5 years. So let me tell you something. Say Dakota Bright. Say Dakota Bright.
Dakota Blank.
Let me tell you something. Y'all come right here. Y'all come right here real quick. Y'all come right here. Let me show y'all Dakota. Where Dakota at? This is Dakota. This is Dakota. His mama not here right now. That's Dakota. Right? This is Dakota. Right on there. Right on there. Right above the T. Right above the T. Right? I want y'all to see Dakota. Alright. The man is gonna be there. Let me break this down to you because I believe in visual aid, right? Say Dakota Bright.
Dakota.
Say Dakota Bright.
Dakota
In
Bright.
2012, Dakota Bright was assaulted by a police officer. That police officer had kicked his teeth out, Marlon. Kicked his teeth out, bro. He's running. He see the police. That same police officer. He's 15, Dakota. He see that same law officer, right? He take off running. It's like 2 weeks later after he kick his teeth off. He take off running. Do you know 67th Indiana, that same police officer turn a hand, like, chase Dakota? Caught him in the alley, right? Right? Sized him up. Popped him. In the back of the head.
So did.
Popped
So
him in the back of the
did.
head. Not no chest shots. Not no back shots. I'm talking about the autopsy said symmetrically in the middle of his head. He said in his police report that Dakota turned around and pointed a gun at him. And that's why he shot him.
Right.
Say, you lying.
You lying.
So let me break
Stop
this down.
effing lying.
So they reopen,
Reopen.
They reopen his case, right?
Right.
Because of that provision, because it's 5 years and older, you can't hold the police accountable for nothing old. So even though the IPRA rule is justified, we got rid of IPRA. Copa came, right, with Sharon Fairley, right?
Right.
Sharon said, you know what, we gonna reinvestigate this. She reinvestigated, she said it was a bogus shooting. But because of this,
So this chump still work for the police.
he's still on the force, active duty. But because of this, you can't hold the police accountable for anything over 5 years. Even if they did wrong. This young boy was 15, had his whole life ahead of him,
Sure did.
and lost his life.
That's just one.
Listen, they're wrong. Say, change that.
Change that.
Go to another one. Let me get this straight, y'all. Thank y'all. Put this in. Let's scroll up some.
That's Ronnie Man right there, y'all. Ronnie Man.
Okay, cool. We got like 2 more provisions I want to show. It's a lot in here, but I'm going to just show a little bit for time's sake. All right. So an officer under investigation, right? This letter H under the Bill of Rights. An officer under investigation will be provided with a copy of any and all statements that officer has made that are audio or in writing within 72 hours after the statement was made. In the event of a reinterrogation, the officer is required within 3 days of that initial interrogation to receive those statements that he's made or he or she made. This is why it's problematic, right? Because if the officer says something, that means once they bring Officer Calloway back in, I got to give Officer Calloway all the statements he made in the first interrogation. And I got to do it 3 days in advance. See, this is how they keep their lie going. This is how they keep their lie going. Because you're giving them this information 3 days in advance so they can't perjure themselves. And then they get to go with their cohorts and corroborate their stories.
Right.
This is what we saw with Laquan McDonald.
Saw it.
Say 9 officers.
9 officers.
Falsified.
Falsified.
Say 9 officers.
9 officers.
Falsified.
Falsified.
9 officers.
9 officers.
Falsified.
Falsified.
This is why we gotta reimagine this contract. Because if they brought one of us in for interrogation, we don't have that luxury.
Yeah, but the police still
We
killing
don't have that
us, no matter what we do.
If
They've been killing us
in,
for
ain't no
400
3 days in
years.
advance. Hey, Will,
500.
come down here to the, hey, can you come down here in like 3 days, 4 days? I'm gonna give you all the stuff that you said to us before. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got a lawyer, because we're not gonna talk to you unless you got a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? This is in their contract. This is how they get away with lying. This is how they get away with it. Roll up. Scroll up a little bit. Say, change that.
Change that.
I go up some more. Everything highlighted is just being. Hold on.
Look at all these bogus ass laws.
All right, just 72 hours. Okay,
rules.
that's sort of similar. Keep going.
Educate yourself about the police been killing us for 400-500 years.
Let's talk about this, and then we're gonna close.
Educate yourself on the history of police.
Photo dissemination. No photo of an officer under investigation shall be made available to the media prior to a conviction for a criminal offense or to a decision being rendered by the police board except required by law. Say that ain't right.
That ain't
Let's
right.
break this down what this means, right? So when the police come to our neighborhood and they do something to us, and we go to the police district and we ask to see that officer, they by contractual agreement, say you got a cool commander, they be like, man, y'all was some jacked up stuff they did. And you like, the commander such and such, we need to see that picture. By contractual agreement, by law, they cannot give the picture of that officer. Let me tell you why this is so interesting, right? The police was established in slavery.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Slave catchers.
They used to come try to catch slaves that ran away for their freedom. You understand what I'm saying? Say, teach, Will.
Teach, Will.
It was called slave patrol. Right. Now, they call blue patrol.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The slave patrol evolved into the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh my
You
God.
understand what I'm saying? Hey, follow me. The slave patrol evolved into the Ku Klux Klan. When the Klan used to come in our neighborhood and they used to terrorize our community, they used to put wax sheets on, bro.
Funny, Sylvia.
So we could they would strike and terrorize our neighborhood.
That's deep,
so
Will.
We couldn't see them.
That's deep.
So we
That's
couldn't
deep.
identify them.
That's deep.
They would go back and doing their regular day-to-day job.
Ooh.
They evolved from the Klan. They evolved into policy.
Oh man.
So now when the Klan come and strike and kill and do something to us, now when the Klan see, now when the Klan see the devil busy, y'all gonna get this work.
That's right. We gonna get this work. We gonna get this work.
See, now when the Klan come in our neighborhood, they ain't got a wet sheets. Section 6.4. You understand what I'm saying?
Section 6.4 is their sheet.
6.4. See, now Section 6.4 is their white sheet.
Right.
So when they come and try to strike terror in our neighborhood, and we gonna try to figure out who that was, anytime it's a police shooting, they always say we can't release it. Right. And we thought for a long time y'all full of it. Right. But no, they was literally, legally saying we can't release it. Legally. This is the white sheet over their face.
Facts.
When the police killed Nunu, this was the white sheet over their face. You know what I'm saying? We ain't know. The whole East Side like, man, who knows what the police look like? Only reason that we knew what Snoop looked like when they killed him on 71st is because of the body cameras.
Right.
If we didn't have the body cameras that we fought so diligently for, we wouldn't know half of the stuff on what these officers look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hidden killers.
6.4 is that Ku Klux Klan sheet.
Hidden killers.
So you saw that website earlier that we talked about. That you got the profile of everything. You got the profile of that officer, his race, how much he made, how long he been on, etc. Why there ain't no picture up there? This is a slave patrol mentality, dog. This is slave patrol Ku Klux Klan mentality. That 6.4 is the white sheet. Say the white sheet's gotta go.
The white sheet's gotta go.
The white sheet's gotta go.
The white sheet's gotta
The
go.
white sheet's gotta go.
The white sheet's gotta go.
See, they know. And this information starts to slowly more and more get out to the community. This is what they fear. This is what they fear. Because now we're gonna sit up there and we're gonna really start changing some stuff. Pull up John on that last time. Because we gotta know who our enemies are.
All killed by the police,
Right.
senseless,
This man,
unarmed. And
if
that's
it was
just,
the Klan,
it's a shame.
this
It's hundreds.
is the Grand Wizard. Alright? This guy in the right hand, right? The lower right hand.
Right.
Lower right hand, just enlarge it. We ain't even got it. Lower right hand,
We want his ass.
right there.
Bam, him, this one.
This is John Cantazawa.
John Goodman looking months.
This is John. You gotta know who your opposition is. This is the president of the police union. So if this was the Ku Klux Klan, he's the Grand Wizard. Say hello, somebody. If this was the Ku Klux Klan, he's the Grand Wizard. You understand me? He's responsible right now. I've been through three since I've been organizing and been active. I've been through 3 police union presidents, right? He's the 3rd one. Dean Angelo was the 1st one. There was another guy, he ain't last long. John is the most problematic. You know why John the most problematic? Because John is outspoken about holding police in position, even though they practice misconduct. John has 30 complaints against him.
Wow.
As a police officer. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
He got 30 complaints against him. And this is who the police union voted to be their president.
That's their leader.
This is their leader. This is the mindset of this organization that we're against. And this is why we have to reimagine what an FOP contract looks like. This is why we have to break this contract down and go disseminate it in our respective communities. I'm talking about from Rogers Park to Roseland, South Shore to Austin, the Southeast, Northwest. We have to bring this information. Y'all need to go tell 2 people
Amen.
Yes, sir.
in a week about this contract. That's your just duty. Once you have information, and it's up to you. You're obligated at that point to share information with somebody else. You can't keep it to yourself. This is John. John is not an ally. John is not an ally.
Not at all.
Now, I'm willing to be diplomatic because that's just my faith in me, right? But this is what I'm going to tell you. I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
And you're not about to come and terrorize our community, represent 8,500 people that terrorize our community and think it's okay. That's what's not going to happen. This is John. But people that don't know, this is Glenn Evans. This is Glenn Evans. You ain't got to click on no. That's Jamie Kelvin. He's a good ally. If you scroll up. Of course, we know who he is.
Jason Van Dyke. 16 shots in the cover.
So all of this information
16 shots in the cover.
immediately available on the slide. I'm still working out the kinks to make the slides public to everybody so people can have it and access it. But this is the information that we have to get out to our people, y'all. You understand? This is the information that we have to get out to our people. It's gonna take us to save us. Listen, bro. Ain't nobody coming to save us.
Period.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
In case you didn't know.
Breaking news, dog. Ain't nobody coming to save us, bro.
But us.
Hey, but us.
Yes.
I've been organizing for 6-7 years. This man, he watched me rise in this, dog. And taught me a lot.
Yes, we did.
Amina too.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
7 years, 10,000 plus hours in community organizing. I'm telling you off experience, Joe, nobody's coming to save us except for us.
Yes, sir.
In addition to that, dog, this is how we gonna win. This is how we gonna change it.
That's it.
We gotta take down the contract. Now, as I conclude, and I'm gonna digress after I say this, and if y'all got any questions, let me know. I'm here. And I understand that people gotta go, but I'm here. Lori Lightfoot was at a meeting with John sometime this week, and they was at
on that noise.
They doing that shit on purpose. That's a distraction, Will.
They was at, I know the devil busy. Y'all gonna get this work. One thing about me, I'm very diligent, bro. I'm very diligent. I'm very diligent. I'm a rider by nature. I'm just a warrior. That's how God designed me. So no matter what, I'm a warrior. I'm gonna see things all the way through. That's just how I'm built. Period. That's just me. That's just me. But look, Lori, say Lori.
Lori.
Lori Lightfoot met with John. Say she met with John.
She met with John.
Say she met with John.
She met with John.
All right, so they met. They said some things to each other about the contracts. John didn't like it. He storms out, right? But the point is, right? She's making decisions about the contract and not including us. You understand what I'm saying? People in the community, right? She's making decisions about this contract and they ain't even talk to people like her. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? This hustler right here, murdered by Chicago police. How you sitting up here making decisions? You ain't even talk to her. You ain't talk to none of them on there about a police contract.
And this who pay her bills.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But she's a prosecutor, so she moves with that mentality. I can expect John to be John because I know who he is.
Yeah.
He didn't show me who he is. Once you show me who you are, I gotta believe you. That's it.
Right. We expect John to
I
be
expect
John.
you to be who you are. Once you show me who you are, I gotta believe you. That's period. All right. is one more thing I want to say. Say, Chris Talaferro.
Chris Talaferro.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Let me tell you about Chris. Now, Chris Talaferro is on the Public Safety Committee. He's the alderman, because this is how we got to change the contract. Chris Talaferro he's the chair of the Public Safety Committee. So he has a lot of say-so on how the contract negotiations go, right? But the thing about Chris is not that I have anything wrong with Chris, it's just that Chris was a former Chicago police officer. So I got a mayor that's a former federal prosecutor, and I got an alderman that's a former Chicago police officer sitting down with my opposition talking about what a new contract look like.
Facts.
No, say it right there.
And you ain't come to the streets and talk to none of us about how we feel. I gotta see how she feels. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
So when we talking about what a new contract looks like, y'all have to make sure this is all the information that I'm giving you, right? You have to be sure, like, look, Chris Talaferro has to recuse himself. Say recuse.
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 Recuse is a legal terminology. Is that when you're involved in any type of litigation, right? Let me break it down. I can go to work a little bit, just a little bit. It's a legal terminology, right? That you have to you got to remove yourself if any time that it's a conflict of interest between you and the other party. So because it's a conflict of interest between Chris Talaferro and him being a police officer, and him sitting at the table with a police officer, he should what? Recuse himself. Y'all so smart, man. I love y'all. I love y'all black people.
Conflict of interest.
Listen, I'm gonna make this available. Y'all just gotta give me some more time. I have to make, because when we publish it on the website, it can go on the hitthehood.org website, it can probably go on my website, but we're gonna make it public. That way you can have access to it. Say, give us access, Will.
Give us access, Will.
All right, you cool. All right, so if y'all got any questions, I'm here for it. But go to that Bill of Rights. Go to that Bill of Rights one more time. Again, say Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Say Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. Article 6.
Article 6.
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Article 6. Bill of Rights. That is where they get their protection from. Don't ever forget that. And until we change that, and it's going to have to reflect what we want it to look like. Not what the fifth floor wanted to look like, not what the pundits wanted to look like, but what we on the streets in a community that's either advocating or been afflicted by police violence, what it should look like. And that is the righteous, fair, and just way to go about it. If anybody tell you anything else, they're lying and the truth is not in them. All right? So, but this, I need y'all to really go in this. Scroll down, administrator. Keep going. Keep going. It's only what, like 5? It's only like 6 pages. It's only like 6 or 7 pages. It's only 6 or 7 pages. Change the whole culture of policing right now. The only thing, I know I said the last thing, I was gonna say the last thing, but this I got so much information. Like, I think about this all the time. So like, I think about it. Listen, it is one policy. It ain't all about redaction. So we can go in here and redact stuff that don't look right. But bro, no, policy is about, and when you're talking about reimagining, you know what I'm saying, you can add to it. So it might be something in the contract that need to be added to it. It ain't just about redacting. So when you read it and you think about a police contract with your community, with your family, with your youth, with your organization, you can add stuff to it. So think about things that should be added to it. When Jason Van Dyke killed Laquan McDonald, the judge set him with a $1.5 million bond, right? If you from Cook County, haven't been in trouble or got people out of trouble, that's 10% the walk. That's $150,000. The union, this same union, under Dean Angelo, the president, this same union, right? This same union raised $150,000. Say $150,000.
$150,000.
Same FOP union raised $150,000 to bond Jason Van Dyke.
A murderer.
You understand? I'm at the crib. We just got his tape out like a few days before, right? So I'm at the crib like, oh, he toast. Breaking news. I'm watching CNN at the crib, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me watching this man leave out the courthouse. Because the union posted $150,000 for him. Say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
And when you think about it, who pays them? We do. So wait, hold on.
Yeah, we bailed him out. We did that. Yeah.
So you,
Shit. Yeah, we did that. What 50 Cent? We did that shit.
so wait. So you took my bread. You took my bread.
Basically,
You took my money and bonded him out of jail.
you can't get $5 out there.
You took my bread and bonded him out of jail. All right, cool. All right. They got away with that because it's not in the contract. It's nothing in the contract that says that if a sworn member is criminally charged, the union is prohibited from raising money for him or paying for legal defense. Because they paid for his legal defense.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They paid, via us, they paid for his legal defense. I'm going to court every month for 2.5 years. You understand what I'm saying? 2.5 years, I'm going to court. Sometimes it just be me. I have to get on the bus because I was my assignment. You understand? And it just be me, Van Dyke, the prosecutor, and the judge. And a couple of FOP union members looking crazy, right? All I can think is that they're paying for this whole thing. You understand? The whole thing. The whole entire thing. They took our bread. Not only did they bond him out, they paid for his legal defense.
And paid his family.
And paid his family. Now he, in hindsight is,
Everybody don't even know nothing about that shit.
But now he's a
People
convicted
got to talk
murderer.
about what they know about.
and then you talking about you just spent $700,000, probably close to $1 million, for his legal defense. But you said, and he's a murderer now, but you don't think we should defund the police? Are you insane? But again, you all, when you
Defund them.
it's not all about redaction. Those are things that you can add in the contract. If you got 30 complaints against you, you shouldn't be on the force.
Period.
Period. That's something that should be in the contract. If you got 30 allegations against you, you shouldn't be on the force. And that's a policy that we can fight for. I don't know if Lloyd's fighting for that. If you got 30 allegations against you, you know what we gonna do? Now, oh, okay, we got 30 allegations, I'm at 20, bro. Nah, skip that. Hey, skip that. We got something for you too. But what we gonna do is make it retroactive. We're gonna make this policy retroactive.
Come on.
That's right.
Even if you got 30 complaints and you think it's cool,
Teach on that.
now we're gonna make it retroactive.
Teach us
So
that.
anybody who got 30 complaints in the past 30 years, you eligible to get terminated, bro. We're gonna make it retroactive. And that's the policy that we can put in there. But we have to be determined to do that. It's more than just getting in the streets, y'all, and just doing that. It's a time and a place for that. But this is how we gotta fight. This is how we gotta fight, y'all.
Go.
Alright? So with that being said, I conclude and digress. I hope this has been informative to you.
Very informative, my brother. Very good. Very good, my brother. Salute, brother. Salute, brother. That was very good. Very good. Very good. What's up,
So
y'all?
got any questions?
Yeah, we out here, boots on the ground. I ain't really been doing no lives
So, thank
because
you so much for teaching, brother, because this is strong and powerful. Now, once people read all of this, right, and they understand all of it, what is the next step for people after they've read, whatever they've read, and they get an understanding? What is the next thing that people need to do with the information?
motherfucking
Outside of
gang
sharing.
standing over there. That's a damn shame.
So her question is what you do with the information. What's the next step? So say September 25th,
September 25th,
we meet again.
we meet again.
September 25th,
September 25th,
we meet again.
we meet again.
September 25th is an important day because that's Laquan McDonald's birthday.
Ooh.
I want us to try to, I've been working with Dr. LaShawn, Dr. Amina, and a few more people to try to draft what a new FOP contract looks like. But we need to do something on his birthday to commemorate him and say, hey, submit something to the city, make it public to say, hey, this is what a new police contract looks like. So, September 25th on 71st in Shapiro.
Move it with us.
We're going
Let's
to
go.
meet again.
Quit playing.
All right,
You already know the
let's
answer.
around the same time, okay? And if you came with somebody, bring a person or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to really put my organizing hat on and really dedicate more time for this. I've been having a lot of irons, like fires on the stove, but like, I'm going to really dedicate more time, like, so we can really build some muscle for this, for sure. Anybody else had another question?
Well, I want to introduce Latasha Singleton to you. Natasha. her daughter was killed, and she wants to say something and address to you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Natasha Stingley. I was out here earlier today, and this is part 2. Who gon' check? All right. I come out here today. I'm a mom here in Chicago. I speak about the violence. My daughter was killed. She was a 19-year-old college student. She was killed on 73rd and King Drive. The person that killed her was locked up. They asked for one person to come forward. They got that one person. They identified this man. The police department released this man back into the community. My thing is with the police, I know police. All police aren't good. Aren't good and are bad. Let me say that first of all. The policies that are going on now within the police department, all police departments around the world. I speak peace. I pray that all police officers will listen to this. I speak to the minds and hearts of every officer around this world, around the world nationally. It's time. It's time to wake up and know that we are all created equal. We are all people that bleed the same color blood. Red. The same blood that Jesus Christ died on the cross for all of us. All of us. And my thing is this, my good brothers and sisters in the blue uniforms. Every evil, wicked, iniquity that are doing the works of evilness that are in the police department, the ones that sit and look at them doing these evil works of iniquity, I call you workers of iniquity. Oh my good God, we come to tear you down today. Tear you down. I speak love, I speak peace. There will be no more knees on the necks of our people. There will be no more bullets in the backs and in the heads of our people. There will be no more other officers standing by allowing this. To the officers that sit by and allow it, that are good, I pray that your minds change, your hearts change, that you will speak up. When you see wrongdoing, don't stand by idle and not say anything. Speak up. Because if you stay silent, you just as wrong as do evil doers. Oh, I speak to the evil doers.
Thank you, sis.
But God Almighty, thank you, good brother, for having me out here. I appreciate you. You do good work, brother. I watch you. God bless you and God keep you and cover you from the workers of evil iniquities. Oh, good God. I wish I had a Bible so I could stand here. Just like they stand with the good Bible. The same Bible teaches us to be strengthened by power and authority from God.
That's not true, Sherry.
Okay? So when we stand up and be held accountable and take
that's
an
a blatant
oath,
lie.
that oath says protect and serve. That means you protect life. You don't take life. You do goodness. You're supposed to serve the people and protect them. You are being paid by the people. And if you can't stand up and do right, sit down or lay down. Gotta stand up and do what's right. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm a mother. I speak love and peace to you. I'm not going up against anything. What I'm saying is, when you sit down and make these laws and rules and regulations, make them accordingly. Make them morally and justice rights towards all men and women. Keep your neck off of the people. Keep your bullets out of the backs and heads of the people. My God is displeased. He's displeased. And he sees the cover-ups. He sees the injustices towards his people. His people. And when there's injustice, God is displeased. And I pray with all power and authority that the God that sits high and look low, the Alpha and Omega, that he'll uncover and expose every worker of iniquity, every evildoer of wickedness. I pray that. Yes, sir. I thank you for having me. I pray that my words will touch the minds and hearts of every officer across this nation, and that they'll get the right rules and policies that it will be according to the people that they are being paid by. The people that you work for. Stand up and do right and take your necks off the people. Stand up and do right and take your guns and put them back in the holster. Stand up and do right and keep your bullet guns and your side holsters. We thank you. I thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you,
God
sister.
bless you all, even the officers. I pray for y'all, because y'all need prayer. God see y'all that don't nobody else see you, my dear brothers and sisters. God bless y'all, and guess what? Happy Thankful Thursday.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, Tasha.
I appreciate y'all. Say September 25th,
September 25th.
71st in Chappelle. Say September 25th. 71st in Chappelle.
91st in Chappelle.
I appreciate y'all so much. If you came with somebody, make sure y'all get home safely. If you didn't, and you need a ride or you need anything, please let us know so we can make sure you get home safely. Much love to you all. I'll see y'all next Friday on 71st.
Let's go.
Let's build this.
Free them all, man. Free them all.
All right, one out.
Free them all, y'all.
Let's go.
I'm out of here.
Good job.
Peace, y'all. I got some people to talk to. Share the lie.